Yesterday, there was a story published by the Civil Beat that irresponsibly mischaracterized the cause of this disaster. The Civil Beat narrative that positions West Maui Land Company as having done all that they could to stop the fire is inaccurate and fails to recognize that it has been the actions of West Maui Land and other corporations who have turned Lahaina into an arid desert-like landscape, primed for a fire disaster that we are now dealing with. We need to set the record straight. To clarify, the truth of the matter is that West Maui Land's reservoirs in Launiopoko couldn't be used by the Maui Fire Department for firefighting in Lahaina anyway. They are not connected to their hydrants, and no helicopters were flying that day because of the high winds. Lahaina water is from the county water system. Most egregiously, West Maui Land Company had time to prepare and other options. Our historical record of Lahaina recounts a lush, well-tended agricultural complex with abundant water, a food forest, and fish pond aquaculture. After Western contact and the onset of colonization, this changed. The population of Native people dropped drastically by 50% in less than 40 years as a result of Western introduced diseases. The population continued to dwindle, dropping by a total 90% 100 years after first Western contact. This population decrease resulted in a loss of workforce, which left the vast agricultural systems developed over centuries untended. Western settlers capitalized on this vacuum that was created. For the next 150 plus years, until today, natural water flows have been disrupted and diverted for corporate interests. Lands have been deforested and foreign species introduced, all in the interest of profit. The narrative that this fire could have been stopped by an entity who has created the fuel for over a century is hypocrisy, and it is wrong. We are setting the record straight. In traditional times, this area had a high concentration of people. Outsiders marveled at how Kanaka cultivated their soil with so much economy and remarked how it surpassed anything of the kind they had ever seen before. One British captain called Lahaina the Venice of the Pacific. Kaka'alaneo was one of Lahaina's most famous chiefs who co-ruled over West Maui with his brother Kaka'e. They lived and held court in Lahaina. Kaka'alaneo is said to have planted in Lahaina a great grove of breadfruit and kukui trees as well. This grove is what is referred to in the famous Olelo No'eau, the Lahaina honorific saying for Lahaina, Halau Lahaina, Malu Ika Ulu. Kaka'alaneo's daughter, Vau, is credited for having initiated the building or credited for building the Awai system. This Awai system fed the area's many lo'i. Lahaina had housed a complex of 7 spring-fed fish ponds above Lahaina. Sits Pu'ukukui, one of the wettest places on earth. When colonizers raised native forests to make room for plantations, they diverted the water and dried the area out. Foreigners also brought new plants, invasive trees, species like fountain and guinea grasses, which have evolved to burn. This catastrophic fire was grass-fed. Water management and control remains largely in the hands of West Maui Land Company, which have hoarded resources, still diverting water from this area to Waterbank, even though the plantation is no longer in operation. Instead, these lands and water are now being used to push mass development and prioritize the tourism-dependent economy. While some residents at times have had to ration water, hotels and development pump it into lawns, golf courses, and pools. These large landowners of former plantation fields must be held at a higher standard. They must take preventative measures and prioritize agriculture to avoid future fires and catastrophic events. This issue is super complex and mirrored in plantation disaster politics and capitalism. And one of the largest corporations that have benefited from displacing Kama'aina is exploiting it. West Maui Land Company is using this as a new opportunity to continue their reign at a time when the community is devastated. This historical context of water theft and poor planning and the ongoing exploitation for mass development by corporations like West Maui Land Company is important to include in any analysis of this disaster. We will not allow these and other corporations to exploit this devastation in the rebuilding of our hometown, Lahaina. The rebuilding of Lahaina means restoring our native forestry, revitalizing our traditional lifeways, and building with and for the community. It's a time to ensure that those who have benefited from the bounty of Malu'ulu'olele on the back of the people of this place to follow the rules that ensure bounty of our island home. At this time of grieving, Ola ika Malu'ulu'olele, Lahaina is abundant and will return to her glory. E ho'i ka nani I Lahaina.
We'd like to thank everyone for the outpouring of support we received at this time when many people are still grieving and still figuring out where to begin with rebuilding their homes. But we'd like to thank all of you in supporting our efforts, all of the 40,000 people that joined us within these last few days to give support to all of these families. And of course, to our team of people here that have been working tirelessly since day one to get all of those efforts out.
And on behalf of the Kanaka, or the people, the team behind the Lahaina_Ohana Venmo page, continue to send the support, the information of all the Ohana and family. We are a small team of people, but it's taking us time. You know, we got blocked social media-wise, so please send in the information. We are working tirelessly to get that out because we love Lahaina. We love all the support that we are getting. So please continue to send us all that information, but continue to understand and be patient with us because there's only a handful, and we are trying our best to make sure our Lahui, our Kanaka of Lahaina, are getting the needs that they want. So mahalo on behalf of all of us, to everyone who has poured their aloha into it. We're going to continue to spread aloha, spread love. We need each other right now. So continue to just hug each other, say I love you, and don't forget we are Lahaina. So we're going to get this together, and we have lots of Kanaka all over reaching out. So love everybody and mahalo for the continuous support. We love each and every single one of you. Mahalo.
And please send a lot of love to our first responders that were on the front lines, working tirelessly to save our town from devastation, and across Maui at the other fires. I want to just say a big mahalo to our Maui Fire Department.
Absolutely. They
are heroes. They tried so hard to save our town, and they deserve a lot of love their way. In this time of grieving, please give the family space. If you don't have any kuleana out in Lahaina, please stay out. Mahalo.